A lot of you probably know who this guy is at a blush, because anything that's well financed, well circulated, and is normalized is likely propaganda. It's probably bullshit. This account has traction, mind you. 3,000 people at least have liked this. 2,000 plus have circulated it. And this is Max Spear. He's going to babble about the Baphomet. Notice that there are some emojis in here, which is a red flag. Some of you might not know what that means or why. I suggest you use your brain. Here's somebody doing exactly what I feared they would do, because it's bullshit. In other words, take a screenshot, I'm going to move on. Santino isn't very bright. Anybody else in here guess the holy book? He's scared to speak about it. He's acting, and he got paid to do this. This is old too. He's dead now, and the sky is blue. These kids are smart. This sounds legit. Should you believe it? Fuck no. Something sounds too good to be true. It probably is. Maybe you should use your brain. Anyone know his name? Yeah, he's a controlled opposition asset. And this kid's going to probably dismiss what I left on here, more likely than not. That's how it works. I'm speaking from experience, even though that is an assumption. Who else is in here? See, here people are, and they want to hear more of this. More fucking adult fairy tales. It's terrifying. And that's why this is still being circulated. Get sober before giving an interview. Well, that was pretty funny. Especially since we see the Most High. And here's somebody using jargon. Social engineering jargon, courtesy of the Tavistock Institute, intimately connected with eugenics, both of which is firmly rooted in fascist ideology. And I think it moved it. This idiot at the top. Cross-dressing, that's what he's talking about, but he's not bright enough to not mislead others. Here, let's do this. Well, I'm trying to be nice. Trying to be nice so I can leave it on other platforms, but fuck censorship. Here. A retard would repeat social engineering jargon, comma. The only reason you're familiar with that garbage, comma, bear in mind, you and I are both discussing cross-dressing, comma, but you're a retard, so I don't expect you to understand. Period. Maybe somebody else will see this crappy comment that I'm leaving on here and use their brain, comma. No one sensible rattles off and reaffirms jargon such as what you left on here, which I refuse to repeat. Period. Here's an example, comma. Stupid people started calling food organic, comma. It opened up the door to genetically modified poison, period. And here you are, retard, misleading. I said funny. Misleading others by example, period. Now I know, you really want to know, what does Max have to say about this? Keep in mind, I don't know anybody who understands what Baphomet is. And most people worship it. That's the funny part. A lot of people worship it. What else was I going to rattle off? I'm pretty sure in here he's going to mention Eliphas Levi. I don't think he's probably going to mention the other bit. I haven't sat through this yet. But Eliphas Levi, however you want to pronounce it, his bastard version of Baphomet is a bastard version. So more likely than not, I highly doubt this controlled opposition asset is going to tell you the name of the thing that I'm referring to. But instead, you got the superficial jargon, the Baphomet, which is relatively new in the scheme of things. Let's have a little listen.
A real being. A real being. What's he look like? Is he like a goat?
Well, that's a golden calf. That's a red flag. Incorrect, Max. Let's hear it again. That's fucking horseshit.
A real being. A real being. So what's he look like? Is he like a goat with big hairy, like? Well, no. Because that would be another archetype that we created. I think the Baphomet was created. That particular Baphomet was created pre-Crowley. Elvis Levi created that particular.
For review, that's the bastard version. And if I challenged most of you, you probably couldn't produce what I'm referring to, which is even older than what I'm referring to, at least what I'm thinking of. Maybe I shouldn't say referring to, what I'm thinking of. And what I'm dressing up here, poorly put on my behalf, you probably can't connect the dots because these things weren't spoon-fed to you, and you don't know how to use the limited amount of tools that are still available to us to answer my shitty question. Yeah, it's a question, kind of. I'm challenging you, in other words, and you can't knock my dick in the dirt. Most of you probably can't, because you're fucking stupid, and that's why things are bad. How many of you use emojis? Just to paint a muddy picture.
Version of it. It doesn't really matter what it looks like, really. What is the Mona Lisa? The Mona Lisa is the same thing as the Baphomet. Well, they should shut down. The Mona Lisa? Yeah. What it is the amalgamation between the male and the female. What they want to do, unfortunately, and someone must know this, is to make the new world not to have a male or a female, to have a androgynous species. How we got from climbing a pole to the androgynous species, I don't know, but I'm telling you the truth. And they're trying to make the male and the female blend together to have the ultimate slave, a real being.
So a lot of people don't understand. As a controlled opposition asset, he will disrupt lesser magic. Most of which is fucking dog shit. Some of which is a warning. And this is old hat. I mean, it's not even that old, but it's old hat now. And people aren't paying attention. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They have no fucking clue what's coming. And when I say things like that, it's because you, whoever you are, you contribute to it, whether you realize it or not. And most people aren't willing to challenge themselves, so they're never going to realize how they're fucking everything up. Once again, 3,000 people like this. 2,000 have, well, at least plus, bookmarked it, and 2,000 plus have circulated this. And most of you don't understand why I have an issue with that. Probably. Max shopped around propaganda. Max was a controlled opposition asset. The information I'm referring to is available to you. You could figure it out, but you're so fucking hopelessly lazy, you lean on things like this, which is why it's what the people pulling our strings are counting on. Our master's got us through convenience and entertainment. This is both. This checks both of those boxes. If you run around on the DARPA internet, more often than not now, especially because this is what the algorithm circulates. It's circulating the old school propaganda and the new propaganda. But if you create a video that dishes up answers free of propaganda, you probably won't have much traction. Most of you, wouldn't do the right thing because you want to have traction on the DARPA internet. And or you've monetized something, and that would be taken away if you were to, do the right thing.